Alright, let's look at the homework 2.3, problem number 8. So we want to find out where this function is continuous. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, so we have inside function. So when you have a square root, we have to make sure that this guy is continuous. But x squared minus 1 is just a quadratic function, which is a polynomial of degree 2. So this guy is continuous. This guy is continuous on all real numbers from negative infinity to positive infinity. Right? So this guy doesn't really give us any restriction. But since this is a square root, we also have to make sure that x squared minus 1 has to be non-negative. Right? So let's do first. We're gonna look at the equality. So I can do x squared minus 1 equals 0. Right? Then we can factor it out. So x plus 1 times quantity x minus 1 is equal to 0. So which means that x is equal to plus or minus 1. Right? Then we can do a sign chart. Right? So we know that when x equals negative 1 and a positive 1, right? And this quantity is equal to 0. So I'll put the 0 here and the 0 there. Right? Then we want to know the sign of f of x, which is, I'm going to call this guy f of x. Actually, sorry, I have to call it with a different name because f of x is already used. The original function is f of x. Let's call this guy g of x. Right? So this is g of x right here. Alright, then we want to make sure that, let's see, we want to see if it's positive or negative. So we can just look at any number. So I'm going to look at the g of negative 2. And in between negative 1 and the positive 1, I'll try 0. Bigger than 1, I'll try 2. Right? So if you plug in negative 2, so negative 2 squared 4 minus 1, so that's positive. Right? And if you put 0, 0 squared minus 1 is negative. And if you put 2, that's positive. Right? So you can see that we're going to have a positive sign here, a negative sign there, and a positive sign there. Right? But what we want to do is we want to make sure that this is non-negative. So we need to pick this guy right here, and also that guy right there. Right? So the interval is going to be, solution would be, right, negative infinity all the way to negative 1. Right, in this case, the 0 is inclusive, so I'm going to include that. And then, the 1 is included, and the positive infinity. Right, so let's type this guy in. Right, interval notation, so we put the 0, negative infinity, infinity is right there, all the way to 1 with a bracket, and put the union and the bracket 1 all the way to positive infinity. Right? So let's check. Right? We got that. Alright? That's it. I hope that this was clear.